Hey everybody, welcome to the Shire. But we're not at the Shire today. It has been a very busy time in Rossland the last 2 months. It's been a long time, 2 months, too long since I posted a video to the Shire Shenanigans channel, and that's my fault. But I hope you forgive me because we have had a very good and a very busy time. Since we got back from Nicaragua, it has been a whirlwind of events that are both wonderful and life-changing and all sorts of good things. So to start with, we had a really great time in Nicaragua and really great time with Ali's family, the Zavala family. Just wonderful folks. We just really felt so welcomed and so brought in, so just warmed by their embrace. So we just had a wonderful time. It was great, everything about it, and I highly recommend if you ever get the chance. Nicaragua is a wonderful place to visit. While we were down there, or should I say prior to us going down there, we put a bid in on a house and we got it. Crazy. It was so fast and so crazy how it all happened, but we were very happy living in the condo, and we had plenty of stuff to take care of, plenty of things to do, at the Shire. So we weren't looking to move into a house, but this house found us, and I think you'll agree when you see it. It's pretty spectacular. But in addition to buying the house, I started a bit of a part-time job working for a company called Critical Ops, and we are doing projects integrating drones or uncrewed aircraft systems into the National Airspace System, specifically Cuyahoga County, and another project in Manitoba, Canada, where we're taking these drones and we're integrating them into the existing system. And there's all sorts of amazing possibilities and amazing opportunities coming down the road for drone operations, and we'll talk about that at another time. That's really not the time for that here, but I wanted to post this very short video, first of all apologizing for not posting, not keeping up with it, but we're back. Shire Shenanigans is back. Everything is wonderful down at the Shire. A lot of work to do, tons and tons of work to do down there. We had a winter where we had a lot of things happen down at the Shire. A lot of I will say we did well. We didn't lose any really beautiful trees, but we lost some trees, and mainly we lost them in the river, which actually added to the problem. So it's been a lot of work down there, and we're trying to catch up. And additionally, with buying and moving into the house, it's been a whirlwind of activity. And that's completed her semester a couple weeks ago, all simultaneously. So this was all happening in one big maelstrom of time. So we sold the condo. We did that in one day. We were so happy. We bought the house. We did that in one day, which was crazy. It took 6 weeks to get it all completed, but we bought it in a day. And Beth's finished her semester. We had a wonderful time in Nicaragua, and I got a part-time job. Crazy, right? Just when you think things are sort of mellow and settling down, it gets crazier and crazier, but it's all good and all wonderful. And like I said, when I show you the house here, I'm going to give you a tour of the outside today, post this up, and then we'll do a couple of things going forward too. But that being said, again, the house found us. I don't think a house like this, you find it. This house is special. It was built in 1883 here in Berea. It's very close to the fairgrounds. It was originally built as a housing for quarry workers, because that's really how Berea, Ohio came to be, was through sandstone quarries. And over the course of years, it had many owners, or we don't call ourselves an owner, we're a caretaker. And it went through many iterations, and back about 35 years ago, it kind of fell into disrepair and was scheduled to be torn down. Well, a wonderful visionary architect named Ted bought the place and did an amazing job renovating that only could come from a true visionary. And he did some things that really made the house special. And then the house was sold to a couple, Bob and Matt, who we've become friends with. They're wonderful, wonderful guys. They took care of the house and did some amazing renovations on their own that just really brought out the personality of the house. And then we were fortunate enough to become the new caretakers. So enough of this gabbing. I'm going to give you a tour of the yard right now, and then this will be a theme with the channel. We'll have the house, we'll have the Shire, and all the wonderful things that are associated with that, and all the wonderful times we get to spend with our friends and family down there. So hang on for a moment, and we'll start a tour here in just a minute. We'll be right back. So here we are in the front yard of our beautiful new home, and again, I can't emphasize enough that we are the wonderfully fortunate caretakers of this beautiful house, and I hope you'll share the excitement with us, because houses like this don't come around that often. And when we saw it, we immediately were smitten, and Bets was the first to tour it, and she called me and said, please come over here and find something wrong with this house before I put a bid in. And I came over, and lo and behold, we put a bid in on the spot, and we were fortunate enough to become the new caretakers. And again, you know, the story of how we got it is a story for another time, but let's just suffice the little teaser is the cat chose us. The resident cat chose us as the new caretakers. So Fluffy, whatever you're doing right now, thanks a million, because you've made this a possibility to us. So let's take a quick tour. So anyway, so this is the front yard. As you can see, Betsy and Lisa did a wonderful job 2 weeks ago, and really getting the fern garden here into wonderful shape. As you can see, it's absolutely beautiful. Big pine tree sits out in front here. Here's our front stoop again. So we're walking up from the street side just to the house. You can see we have a wonderful Century Home plaque that indicates the year the home was constructed, 1883, and we are on the register for the Berea Historical Society, which is super cool. Never lived in a house this age, so never lived in a house that's older than my great-grandparents, so this is really pretty cool. Anyways, so this is our front door, and you can see a very traditional farmhouse porch. We have a wonderful porch swing, and it looks out onto our neighborhood street, and down to the right is the Cuyahoga County Fairgrounds. So we are treated to horses going by every day from their stables, and you know, so it's just fun. We feel like we're part of the fairground activities all along. And the funny thing was, the very first night we were here, there was the monster truck show, so we were thinking about what have we done when that indeed happened. But like I said, it was one night, and it was kind of funny. You know, that'll be forever a little inside joke about our first night in the house. So anyway, so our front yard is actually kind of small, but we have a beautiful planting here that we've worked on and really worked on to get to really a nice spot. And you can see the plantings are quite lovely. Side door right here, and a single car garage. But what's super cool about this is it is deep. It's 2 cars deep. So the spider has a home here now, and we're loving that part. And but it's still deep enough that you can do some work on the other side. The fellows that owned this, they put like an outdoor pantry there, but I've turned it into a bit of a workbench and a grilling spot, so that's really worked well for us. So we're going to walk around back down the path here. We're going to walk around the west side of the house. The house faces to the north, and so we have wonderfully cool afternoons. So we'll walk around here. What's kind of cool about this is this house has no basement. So instead of a basement, it's got a crawl space. But at some time in the history of the house, the crawl space was expanded, and they poured the floor and lifted the house 2 courses of blocks. I don't really understand all about that. I'm trying to read about that, and we'll see why they did that, but it's super cool. But there's our little crawl space down there. Betsy thinks it's scary down there, but I think it's pretty cool. But as we walk around, now this is our backyard, and our backyard is absolutely stunningly beautiful. They did a beautiful job with this, and as you can see, we walk here to our fire pit. We brought the fire pit up from the Shire. That's the one that was near the barn, and we replaced that with a regular ring because, you know, we're down there. Here we needed something to be able to control the sparks, so that's why we did that. But as we walk along, you can see a beautiful myrtle patch. Now there's other plantings in here. I don't pretend to know what they are. I know this right there is called a Lenten rose, I believe, but we have ferns, and we have all sorts of great plantings there, and a little bit of poison ivy. So I'm working on that, and we'll take care of that as well. So over here they did a really nice evergreen garden, and you can see I sprayed some Roundup there because that has to be remulched. This was a mulch year for them, and there's a lot of just a lot of stuff we had to do outside. But so we walk back to the backyard. It's fairly deep. We had not 1 shed, but 2 sheds. The one on the left there is really nice. It's somewhat new, and it's cement floor. It's really cool. The one on the right is one of the Rubbermaid ones, and that's going to be a wood storage shed for us. And as you can see, I've got a wood pile there of brush and debris that I'm going to have to get to chip in there. But this is really pretty cool. So this was a little pergola they built, and this is going to be bricked and stone. That's what my plan is, to work with that. But it's a wonderful shaded little spot to come, and it would be a great place to just sit and read, or potentially like well, our neighbor plays the violin, and we're treated to that, so maybe if we ask real nicely we could get an outdoor concert here. But as we move along, you can see that they really did some beautiful features. Oh, I got to show you this. This is kind of crazy. So we were looking around. I was moving some old firewood that needed to be put back, and I looked down here, and there's actually, they've wired back here for some exterior lights. You can see that is actually a junction box coming out of the tree. How cool is that? I don't know if that would be code in any world, but it works. It's powered up by a switch in the crawl space. It's super cool. So anyways, so we're going to walk a little bit more around here. I'll show you the back view of the house. And what was super cool too is you can see that our double garage actually comes all the way through. There's a garage door on the front and on the back. Now, that did not seem to be that big of a deal, but we have already determined it is in fact an enormous deal. If you want to get anything wider than a wheelbarrow into the backyard, you have to come through the garage, because the sides, as you can see, are pretty darn narrow. So to get like a riding mower or something into the backyard, you need to actually come through the garage, which is perfectly fine, but I just thought that was kind of humorous. But anyways, beautiful renovations that they've done, and we've done a couple of things out here where we've put some of our own touches here. Our wind spinner, and oh, this is cool. Look at that. That is going to be our sauce tomatoes. So Bet's planted those a couple days ago, and then we just put our cages on, and they're gonna sit there. We'll move them around according to the weather needs, but that's all sauce tomatoes. And then over here are some cherry tomatoes. I think I got that right. And then up on the deck is some like slicing tomatoes. You can see I brought my big green egg. I've got an old tool bench that I had that's going to be my grilling station. That needs a little bit of work. But you can see what a restful place, right? Just super nice. We're going to get a sunshade for here that'll kind of shade this in the afternoons, because it does get kind of bright. But and also, I don't know if you can see this, we got to do some deck work here, because at one time there was an enormous oak tree here, and that oak tree unfortunately was taken. It kind of lived its lifespan, and it was taken out like 5 years ago. And in the course of doing that, the tree had kind of raised the deck in a few spots. So the deck is not really all that level. So there's going to need to be some work with that. And I'm more than happy to tangle with. We will continue our little walking tour. We'll walk around here. And we're so happy though, because like I say, this is not the kind of house you own. This is the kind of house that you become. Again, I've overused it already, but a caretaker for. That's exactly how we feel. So our nice neighbors are next door there. They have some young kids, and it's really kind of cool to hear the kids out playing. And that's not something we had at the condo, so that's kind of a throwback. We really like it. Now this is the side of the drive. This is all getting torn out, and this is all going to be stone because some drainage, not issues, but drainage opportunities to get the water away from the house. So that's that. Anyway, so let's walk through the, you can see we're still unpacking boxes, but the spider likes its new home here. This is what I was telling you about. This was an outdoor pantry, but now that's turned into a workbench area. So I like that a lot. Anyways, so walking through the garage, back to the front yard, and that essentially completes the tour. You see we have a nice opportunity for a couple cars on the driveway, and we have actually a place where we can bring the motorhome up when we need it to park it and plug it in, which is super cool. And then you might recognize the pump from the condo. That was one of the items that Mom got us a few years back, and it just fits there perfectly. In fact, people have come by and says, "Oh, does that pump really work?" It's like, no, we just put it there. So anyways, and then again, just another last view of the plantings here. But yeah, I'm gonna take you in and show you the kitchen. That's the only part I'm gonna show you indoors, because otherwise this gets too long. And I'll just show you the kitchen as a teaser for next time. And anyways, I hope you enjoyed so far, but we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. So you can see my friend Bo standing in the doorway right there. Even Bo had a heck of a time since our last posting. He at the groomer, I don't know if he'll let you look at it right now. He doesn't really mind. He doesn't even notice it. But yeah, he went to the groomer to get his a nice trim for the summer, and came back with a ½ inch shorter ear on the one side and a trip to surgery to repair the damage. But they were very gracious. It was an accident, and obviously, poor guy, he never even whimpered a bit, but he bled like a crazy dog, and they had to do some cartilage repair, but he's all fine now. But again, that's just another thing that leveled that just really made the last few weeks wild, complicated, but wonderful all the same. So great spider plant there Betts has. We just replanted that. That porch swing is wonderful. Now I'm gonna take you in. Now Bet says I'm only allowed to show the kitchen right now, and then that's okay, because this is really where things get spectacular. So this is our new kitchen. Now, you know I am a kitchen cooking guy, and this is just spectacular. Just spectacular. There's the steps going upstairs. Okay. There's our front room over this side. We'll show you more of that later. But again, I'll just show you from this standpoint, because it gets even more spectacular. But that's the kitchen. Now you can kind of start to see why we fell for this place, and you can see the vision that Ted had when he did the renovations, and Matt and Bob when they continued on that. And like I say, we're just very fortunate. Anyways, listen, that's all I got for right now. I just want to get something posted so you don't think I forgot about you. Again, I apologize because I haven't posted in so long, but I guess we've been busy. So, but busy is a good thing, and we're going to continue to be busy. We're going to have some really cool things happening down at the Shire, and this home is going to be a wonderful place for the boys to come visit, and friends and family to share with us. So looking forward to that. As you can see, even Bo likes it. Bo and Mumford have adapted quite well. Anyways, till the next time, thanks for watching. Share this with friends, tell them about it, and comments you have would be great. Thanks again for being a part of this journey with us. We're very, very blessed. We're very fortunate, and we're thankful every day. We love you. Tell your friends and family that we love them, and you love them too. And we will talk to you next time. Bye now.